I found another good spot in Germany to read the Bible, so let's continue. Genesis 39. We have 12 more chapters in Genesis and then we're out of it. Exodus is next, I think, right? Yeah. Joseph succeeds in adversity. So this is Jacob's or Israel's son, right? He was just sold by his brothers. Now Joseph had been brought down to Egypt. Potiphar, an official of Pharaoh, commander of the bodyguards, bought him from the hand of the Ishmaelites who had brought him down there. Kind of interesting that this is happening through the Ishmaelites, right? The brother of Isaac. Stuff like that means a lot more to... that's kind of a wrong way to express it. But stuff like that means a lot more to Jews and Arabs, I think. Or it should. Like, these stories are about them. Like, this story isn't done yet. It's not over yet. It's not completed yet. Sorry about the cars. But Adonai was with Joseph, so he became a successful man in the house of his master, the Egyptian. His master saw that Adonai was with him and that Adonai made everything he set his hand to successful. Joseph found favor in his eyes, so he served him as a personal servant and he made him an overseer over his household. Everything that was his, he entrusted into his hand. So this is pretty incredible, right? That somebody on the outside notices that this man, he's with God. And from the fruit you will know them, right? This is something that doesn't really happen in the modern world that much, does it now? People sell out, people become corrupted if they succeed in some way. God is not with them. The father of lies is with them. And his hypocrisy, his corruptions of scripture and things like that, right? Here's somebody who is legitimate. And he's being tested. That's something that is in scripture. You have to test your faith. Otherwise, you might be an illegitimate son. And this is Genesis 39 and the name of the chapter is Joseph succeeds in adversity. So he's gonna be tested, right? He already has. He was just sold as a slave, right? And he's still succeeding with God. From the time that he made him an overseer in his house and over everything, all these stories are about us, right? Like, you have to understand that this is something that we need to look for in our own lives. We might not have the brothers who are gonna sell us as slaves, right? So we have to search for God and test our own faith in a way that's legitimate. We need to be challenged. From the time that he made him an overseer in his house and over everything that belonged to him, Adonai blessed the Egyptian's house because of Joseph. Adonai's blessing was on everything that belonged to him in the house and in the field. So he released everything he owned into Joseph's hands. With him in charge, he did not think about anything except the food he ate. Now Joseph was handsome in form and handsome in appearance. That's interesting. They mention stuff like that. Uh-oh. Are the women gonna come into the picture now? Now after these things, the master's wife lifted up her eyes at Joseph and said, "Come, lie down with me." But he refused. "Look," he said to his master's wife, "my master doesn't think about anything in the house with me in charge, and everything that belongs to him he entrusted into my hand. No one in this house is greater than I, and he has withheld nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. So how could I commit this great evil and sin against God?" So whenever she spoke to Joseph, day after day, he did not listen to her invitation to lie down beside her to be with her. Now on one such day he came into the house to do his work, and none of the people of the house were there in the house. Then she grabbed him by his garment, saying, "Come lie with me." But he left his garment in her hand, fled and went outside. When she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and fled outside, she screamed to the men of the house and said to them, "Look, someone brought a Hebrew man to us to fool with us. He approached me to lie with me, so I screamed out loud. When he heard me raise my voice and scream, he left his garment with me, fled and went outside. This is interesting. This is the offspring of the devil, this woman, fighting against the offspring of woman, which is Joseph here, right? Like their seeds are fighting here. Then she kept the garment with her until his master came home. She spoke the same words to him, saying, "The Hebrew slave that you brought us approached me to fool with me. When I raised my voice and screamed, he left his garment with me and fled outside." And this is kind of cliche because I think this has been made into like movies and stuff like that. Like people steal from scripture, right? Without any kind of understanding, and then the stories like become like I already saw this coming, even though I don't remember the story. I've read the Bible, but I don't remember it, of course. But I saw this coming anyway. The woman was gonna do this. Now when his master heard the words, his wife spoke to him, saying, "Such are the things your slave did to me." His anger burned. Yeah, what was Joseph supposed to do here? Like, tell the master that, hey, your wife keeps throwing herself at me? That's not gonna go over too well. He was in a tough spot, right? Maybe he should have married or something like that. Is Joseph married at this point? Probably not. This is why they made them eunuchs a lot of the time in these royal courtrooms, right? There would be none of this drama then. Then Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. So there he was in the prison. But Adonai was with Joseph and extended kindness to him and gave him favor in the eyes of the commander of the prison. The commander of the prison entrusted into Joseph's hand all the prisoners who were in the prison. So that everything that was done there, he was responsible for it. The commander of the prison did not concern himself with anything at all under his care, because Adonai was with him, and Adonai made whatever he did successful. This is a bit like Christ, who came for the sinners, right? Everything was entrusted to him as well.